Here is the bee sanctuary, and I've really not done anything with it since I touched it last year. I did a lot of time with it, and what I'm doing is actually just pulling up this grass and helping out some of the flowers, like this purple flower is a great bee flower. Here's sage. Come and see the flowers of sage. There's a little bee on it. Down here is lavender that I planted. There's more of the purple flowers there. It's from South Africa. I can't remember what it's called. And it's sprouting up all over the place. So what I'm doing is just pulling out this grass and letting it fall. The other thing is I'm doing is this rape, this nanohana, right? I'm actually pulling it out and letting it fall. This will stop birds from basically eating the seeds because they're on the ground. And I can see some more. Mikey, yamete. And I'm really proud over here. My pineapple sage doesn't seem to have made it. I had pineapple sage in here, and I don't see it. So my pineapple sage didn't make it for some reason. However, look at this here. This is I put all this. This is mint here. Big old patch of mint up here. There's another patch over there. So what I'm going to do is actually, basically weed around it. I'm going to keep these. This is kind of form of daisy right here. Actually, this is I don't know what this is, but this is the stuff that's growing in my my farm, which is very resistant. I'm curious what flower is going to come up on that. There's a lot of thistle. Thistle's a good herb too. This stuff here is edible, and it's actually ready to be harvested. They use it for nabe. They eat the stem. The stem here is kind of like a rhubarb, and they boil it and eat it. So I've got quite a bit of this stuff here. Tastes nasty. Blah. But Japanese eat some crazy stuff. And this stuff here, I'm really surprised. It's just starting to come out. And pulling this up. This is this viney. This is a kind of a form of kudzu. I think this is actually, it's poisonous too, so you'll get stung, but I think I'm used to it now since I've touched it so much. My body's used to it. So, basically making sure that these little purple flowers have a chance to spread and seed. Here's my red clover. Here's my beehive, my bait hive. I don't see any action, so I'm not going to disturb it. But there's definitely food and flowers. There's some yellow lilies over there, or lilacs, I think. I'm not sure what they're called. But let me show you this over here. So that's the main part. And I'm going to come out here with my cutter and just cut all this down. The other part here, look at all that. All that needs to be, I'll deal with this some other time. But all that nanohana, it's all over. Must have been a lot of yellow here. Break all that down. But look at this here. This is all mint. This is me affecting nature. It is just a big field of mint. And that should be coming through. And here's something else I planted. These little flowers here. Coming up through here. This little purple flower. This wasn't here before. But it's not doing so well. But the mint definitely is aggressive and holding its own out there. And again, my pineapple sage that I planted around the side here didn't make it. And I had some thyme over here, and I wonder how that's doing. Right? If I can find it, somewhere around in here. High thyme. So when I clear this out by hand, I'll be able to find it. I hope. Maybe pull it out, because thyme is not doing so well. I just saw a bee on it. So, actually not a bee, it's a beetle. One of those brown beetles. So as you can see, you can do quite a bit of impact just yourself, molding, changing the landscape. One person can have quite a bit of effect on it. So if you look down here, pretty much there's thistle, but there's no mint or anything. So I hope that if I keep cultivating this, and I'm going to add some apple trees, I'm going to turn this into kind of a food forest out here. That reminds me, I wonder if my I planted some trees out here, and I'm curious how they're doing. You know what, one thing I do need to do is clear off my tree in here. So here it is. This here is actually a chestnut tree, but we can pull these off. This here is a chestnut, not chestnut, walnut. So kurumi tree that I have right here. It's doing good. So I'm gonna have to clear this area off here. And again, look at all this nanohana. This had no nanohana last year, so this is all my doing, all this rape here. And you can see where the birds have stripped it. You see the birds there? They've eaten the seed. They land and they pick out the seed. So I think by throwing it down, birds don't like to go down, especially there's snakes and other things down on the ground here. It's a lot more risky for them to land on the ground and get eaten. So I've got my work cut out for me here, but this is something I can do early morning. There's a white butterfly there, pollinator. I don't see any bees. Ladybug there, but there's a little frog. But I was going to look for my tree. I'm wondering if it's take off. Well, when I clear this out here, I've got a tree I planted in here, or I was trying to get it to take, and I don't see it. So I'm not sure where it is. It's covered. So I need to do some excavating here. And this stuff here, I really want to remove, whatever this is. It's kind of poison ivy type stuff. I don't know if it's poison ivy, but it's something like it. And so I'll come out here 4 in the morning, put a couple hours in here next week. And I should be able to clear this all out, bring my cutter, cut all this down. Here's also some, I've been moving. Here's, remember I threw all that seed, the clover. Here's clover. Clover coming up here from my seed that I threw down, all this clover here. So that's looking good. So that's it. Here's Tommy and Mikey. You want some mint, guys? You want spearmint? You want spearmint, Mikey?